Well, Mickey, I think it's time we do something cute, aside from just gracing the internet every single Monday night at 8 o'clock. But you know
Oh,
what?
you're not talking about me?
Well, no, I mean, this is your very special birthday episode.
Okay. Yeah.
But first and foremost, it's Monday night, it's 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your week off right here on Nerd Nation, with Play for Keeps this show. This week, we're starting in the patch and ending in the can. That's right, we're talking about Cabbage Patch and Garbage Pail Kids. Mickey,
Yes,
push the button.
will do.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Nerd Nation. My name's Off the Cuff Tom, Nerd Nation's pop culture connoisseur. And with me, as always, he is, I don't know, what is he? He's another year older.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say very wiser,
Oh no.
but he's Mickey CWK Smith. Mickey, what is going on?
Not a whole lot. This is my little, I guess we'd call it a birthday episode. It was last week, but that's because we had last week off for Memorial Day. Hope everyone enjoyed your holiday and got my little message out there. So yeah, we're kind of a week off, refreshed. We've both got a lot going on. I know you do, and yeah, man. I was like, when you said let's do something from your birth year, the first thing I thought of was Cabbage Patch Kids. So because I was like, that's 1983. That was when it was like peak. So yeah, There we go.
So because of that, again, me having one of those spur of the moment ideas, we are going to be talking about Cabbage Patch Kids and obviously Garbage Pail Kids along with it. They are two completely separate lines,
Yes.
but they're weird third cousins to each other. That's the way I like to look at it. First and foremost, any pickups this week?
I do have a couple
I
of
mean,
things.
it's been your birthday, so you better have something.
I do have a couple of things.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, birthday was last week. So we kind of went out for the weekend, like on a trip to the zoo here in North Carolina, and then we stopped at a couple places that is nearby town because they had a ton of antique stores, and I'm like, I gotta go in there. They have like old stuff, and I found one that was like rife with action figures, comic books, video games. This place was mint. But anyway, I found something I've been looking for a while, and it is Clown from the Spawn movie, the John Leguizamo vindicated
Nice.
Clown.
And and it's not yellowed. It's not.
I know. I was like, I need it because I have Spawn who's yellowed, and I was like, I want Clown to go with him. That was a really cool find. And I also picked up. I kind of shared this a long time ago, but I picked up the 2012 line, the classic re-releases. That was Donnie and Mike, and then this is Raph and Yo, so that's cool. They also had, oddly enough, Metalhead and Shredder as the other two in this wave, but I was like, nah, I just want the Turtles.
Okay.
What about you? You got any pickups?
The only thing I really picked up is a mortgage.
That's a great pick.
So, folks, it is official. Over the next few weeks, you will be seeing big changes here for myself. The Sanctum of Awesome will be moving to a new location eventually. We greatly appreciate if anybody comes up with some new names for what my new office space is going to be. Put them in the comments below. Follow us on all the socials. Follow me on socials. I would love your input. If not, it's literally just going to be the new Sanctum of Awesome.
Maybe if you provide something so good that off the cuff Tom wants it, maybe we'll throw you a little something in the mail. I don't know.
We have things.
Let's see what you got. Throw it out there.
Yes. It's the
keep it clean though. Keep it clean.
Oh, trust me. At one point, I wanted to call this the Cave of Blunders. Trust me, I got the dad jokes all day, so trying to outsmart me takes a bit. But most importantly, because it has been 2 weeks, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened out in the collectible world. So let's talk about some toy news. This just in. I still have action figures to pack. As a matter of fact, I can tell you on
I
what
can
are we
see
going to do
behind
for
you.
5, 8. Yeah, just what you see here, and about 10 more Transformers Red figures. That's all my Hasbro's.
What do you think about Kat's recommendation? The Office of the President of the Fun Department. A little wordy, but I like it.
I will, my fellow Nerd Initiative, I will take this under advisement, and I appreciate your input. Voting starts now. As
I
I
like
do
it.
the thumb point. Thank you very much.
Very well done.
But yeah, we got
But
some toy news.
like you said, there's a lot. Like I was like, I had to cut some stuff because I was like, man, that's just too much. So I
Yeah,
kind of
this could have been
it's
a
still
very big extended episode.
it's still a lot, but we'll try to contain it as best we can. And of course, the Nacelle company released Wave 2, or is it up for pre-order?
It's all up for pre-order right now.
Pre-order.
So our friend Brian reached out to us. Definitely want to talk and hype this up. If you guys take a look, there is a brand new mouse. All right.
Yes.
The female mouse. She's going to be joining the team.
Is it Charlene, I believe? I can't remember.
Charlie.
Charlie. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is leading off. And we finally start to have some of the Plutarchs in there. Some of the bad guys, Limburger and so on. So I'm looking forward to see how they do this. They look great. And I really think that, just like RoboForce Wave 2, we are definitely going to see, and I don't want this to come off as, a improvement is the wrong word, but I want to, we're going to see the development that they've come through from Wave 1 to Wave 2. Now we do have the figures for review. Video will be up soon. They were kind enough to send us a few figures to review, and I'm really looking forward to it. Especially if I see helmets, and where there's helmets, there's bikes.
There's bikes. Yeah.
Don't call them the biker bicyclists from Mars.
So our human companion is Charlie, and
right.
The female mouse is Carbine.
Carbine, thank you. Excuse me, I got it backwards.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, tons of accessories. Like you're getting your money's worth out of these things. At least in my opinion.
And they all come with hot dogs.
Yeah, yes, even the villains, I think.
Even the villains. I have 6 so far.
Oh, look at you collecting hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. Soon enough, you might think I'm Matt.
Oh, the Glizzy Master.
Yep, seriously. But look at this. Like we've got, the desk. We've got the head swaps. We've got hand swaps. They've taken their time. They've put the detail into this.
Yeah, I like the way these look. Like a lot. So they may have to be.
And you can get these all pre-ordered at nacellestore.com.
And I mean, you're basically getting 2 for 1 right here.
And yep,
Carbuncle. Yeah.
And it's just head open, head closed, eyes closed. Come on, they're just thinking about what they're doing the work. They're doing the work because they're collectors first that happen to be making figures now.
Yeah, super impressive. Might want to think about it if you're a fan, even a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take this one away.
No, you don't, because we're gonna have to put up the warning if we do.
Let's go.
I hate the DC Superpowers line, and the fact that we're doing a cash grab right now because we're looking at nostalgia because James Gunn said so. No, I'm sorry, this sucks. All right, no.
I mean, I don't care for the Superpowers line anyway because they're very minimal. But
exactly. I mean, and look. I said this to Paperweight, to our buddy Derek, and I'm glad it's a single box because I don't know who the hell would waste their time trying to find these on pegs. All right. And why is it Guy Gardner is in the freaking middle?
Yeah, why wouldn't Superman?
This is a Superman pack. Now, maybe the way you open it, Superman's the one on the end. I don't know. But why is it I have Phallic Head in the middle of my box?
It's a great question. I don't.
And trust me, I said the exact same thing to Derek.
Was Derek interested in these? Or did you don't know?
Derek loves Green Lantern, period.
Well, I know that. I just didn't know if you would care for the superpowers.
No, I don't care. He's going to get it just so he can get his little grubby hands on Guy Gardner. And who the F like Guy Gardner?
Green Lantern fans, or I guess you're a Green Lantern fan. You don't like him, right?
Nope.
Well, I mean, the movie's gonna be huge, so this, well, at least I think it is. This may end up being a collector's item, not necessarily something.
Yep, and someone else can collect it somewhere else. Now, Mattel just released in the Barbie Signature Collection, Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor in Doctor Who. Fun fact, did you know that Ncuti was on the set of Barbie when he found out he was going to be the Doctor?
I did not. That's cool.
Yep, so it's kind of full circle. Now, can we spoil tomorrow?
Like, yeah, sure.
Like what we're talking about tomorrow? So,
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, Doctor Who is taking over our airwaves tomorrow night, and we're going to bring back the famous Who in Review right here. We've kicked Ken off. He's getting a night off. No turn of page. We're bringing back Doctor Who in Review. We're going to have a three-way chat. Me, Mickey, and Lauren. It is confirmed. It is locked in. We're going to talk about Doctor Who, and this is kind of fun. And again, like I said, full circle moment that he started off. He got the job when he was on Barbie, and now he is on Barbie, and now... Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow night. Because I really can't wait from what you said in the chat about what
yeah. Are we talking about the whole like season in review or just the finale?
I think we're going to start at the finale and it's just going to snowball from there.
That's fair. That's fine.
Okay.
It's if you haven't watched it yet, there's a lot of spoilers.
You got 24 hours to get your to get your stuff together. And even Ruby Sunday gets a figure. It's a little shorter. It's a little, I don't know if it's necessarily the Bratz line.
Yeah. Nah, well, I don't think so. Maybe.
You cleared it, Ken.
Of it.
You did. Do you need me to jump back in my TARDIS with a screenshot? But we do have a full panel for tomorrow night, so we're all going to talk about it. And I think it's going to be nice to have a little TV talk again.
Yeah, I'm excited for it because there was a lot to talk about. But anyway, back to the...
I like these figures. These are great. My mom was a Barbie collector when I was young, so the fact that we're getting that Mattel is smart and they're looking for IPs and doing things in the signature line. The styling is still a Barbie style face that is reminiscent of the actors, but the soft goods on both these figures are fantastic.
Yes. I have never bought a Barbie in my life. And when we talked about the LeBron James one, I was kind of like, this is impressive. If I was a big fan, I might would get this. I got to be honest with you. Like, that Ncuti Gatwa, it's on my radar right now. I'm like, maybe I'm going to think about it because I really enjoyed his stint. So maybe.
I need a better picture because if you do notice that the Doctor does have a slight blue tinge in his hair. So I don't know if they were able to do that in the printing.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
So... But yeah, I'm very interested to see how they do this. And yeah. Now, hold on. Is this Bison or Vega?
This is Vega, bro.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Or is it Balrog? Because only in America, the name's got to change up.
Yeah. So, like, no secret. It's been a while since I got to sing the praises of Jada Toys on here, especially their Street Fighter line. But, man...
I just saw them in person 2 weeks ago, dude. I was thinking of you, bud.
I have like a shelf back there, but I haven't opened them yet. They're all in the box except for Chun-Li and Bison are posed. And I was like, man, because I'm waiting on Sagat and Blanca to drop. I already pre-ordered them. I'm waiting for them to come in. Vega's like one of my favorites. So I'm like, dude, I can't wait to get my hands on this guy. He looks really good. I think that's like a little soft goods, his little sash.
I think... Goods. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, considering that dynamic pose. If it is soft goods, it has bendable wire in it, so you can get your stuff. If they do that, it'd be awesome. Like I have one figure in my whole collection. It's one of my figure arts that has the bendable posable wire. And when I finally realized, like, oh, I love it. I love you. And I played with it once, and it stays right there.
But this one goes up for pre-order this week, I think. So be on the lookout for that because I know I will be. Big movie news and action figure news. We knew it had to come at some point. The Marvel Legends Fantastic Four figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like you, like me. But I've kind of been like that on MCU figures recently anyway. They just don't wow me. I love the comic book versions of these characters, they make good figures. But something about the movie version just don't make good figures. Some of them do. It's rare, but these don't
It's
for me.
the wool.
The what?
The wool.
The wool.
Look at it. They're like wearing, like grandma knitted them super suits.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that doesn't bother me. But like,
bothers the heck out of me.
it's just there's something visually unappealing about the joints and creases and like I don't know, man. And I'm a huge Ben Grimm fan. Like I'm gonna struggle not to buy this thing.
We've had the conversation.
I probably will anyway, and he will be the only one out of this line. Maybe when we get to it, there's one other I might think about getting to, but I don't really care for it for the most part. I definitely, who's gonna buy this Johnny Storm, man? And I always feel bad for Invisible Woman because she just gets a little shield, invisible shield. That's all she ever gets for effects, and kind of sucks. But
it's like flame off, like
which the flame on version actually looks pretty dope.
Yeah, great. Why did we get normal Johnny?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
and what's his name?
Surfer looks great.
Yeah, she looks amazing, and I wish I could have got all of the poses she has, but she looks great. And that board has like a lot of cool texture to it, like it's worn. Really
yep. Cool. And look, Ken even chiming in on toys right there. Look at that, Mr. Fantastic, a big miss. I think they were more concerned about making sure they got Big Boppy's face right as opposed to getting big hands.
Yeah. Or a long neck. Give me a long neck, Mr. Fantastic.
Dude, that's all you need. Give me a squiggly neck with a wire in it,
yes,
Mr. Fantastic.
Please.
Or better yet, give me like a spring look for his feet.
Yeah.
Do it. Get rid of the ab crunch and.
He could be like a really cool deluxe figure if they would put some time into it.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I know that Marvel and Disney have some IPs in with figure arts. I'm going to go back to it. You know me. That's my gold standard when it comes to a lot of them.
Right.
I would love to see a figure arts version of the Fantastic Four.
That would be nice. I know they would do it justice too.
I think they absolutely would. Super 7 could even do it too, but I don't, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I would get my hands on that Ben Grimm for sure.
Yep.
This one's big for me. I love Marvel vs. Capcom, and these figures look amazing. At least in the promo images. I don't know if they're gonna look like that in hand, but from the stream that they had and the promo images, I'm like, dude, chef's kiss. Y'all gonna make me spend too much money on Marvel Legends again.
They made Wolverine low enough and short enough and Canadian wide enough and wide enough so you can get that whole. And it has the effects.
Yes.
The Berserker Barrage.
He's got 2 claw effects and you can cross them up. It's awesome, man. And I love that. Oh my bad. I love when his cowl is like really wide and big, and this one is, and I'm like, yeah, I might have to. I don't want another Silver Samurai because I have one, but I'm like, all right, I don't know.
Well, you can. You know what you can do when you get this? You can always do a compare video.
That's true. A blue Venom, yes, please.
Dude, I want orange Venom. Give me that unlockable.
I just love that because like in video games back then, and even in the comics, sometimes he comes off. They use blue to kind of accentuate that light hitting the black suit.
Especially like when you get like the cell shading style, like Marvel Spider-Man from the '90s cartoon.
Matter of fact, hold on a second.
I was gonna say you have that one, don't you?
I do, but actually, I have these little Venom. I have like the blue. He's like a metal fig.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, this is a variant. They have a black version of this too. But when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I love that blue field of Venom. It's just something about it's really cool. And another Captain America. I can never have too many Captain America action figures.
Well, I mean, you can always have another Captain America, but I think Ken's looking for a U.S. agent right now.
I can hook you up, Ken.
Didn't Cap have the alternate costume as U.S. agent, or at least all colors?
I believe so. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Least favorite out of this wave.
Nope. I am completely opposite. This is the one I want.
Okay, I feel you. I have that Omega Red basically already, and I don't really care much for War Machine or Iron Man, so yeah.
Nope, War Machine, like that was honestly, between the Iron Man cartoon with the rockin' theme song
Oh, yeah, true.
And this was my introduction to Colonel Rhodes' War Machine.
Okay.
And I can't tell you how many times I would spend college days not in class, and I'd go down to University Arcade after going to the pizza store and a pizza shop, and I would play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I play with my three mains. And like I said before, all my characters were Ryu based. They were quarter circles. That
Yeah,
was it,
yeah, yeah.
quarter circle hit. So War Machine, Mega Man, and Ryu.
I dig it.
That was so I would absolutely get this.
Yeah. I mean, they look good. So.
And I'm gonna hope that somebody out there is going to 3D print the whole big cannon.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be cool. They released an Iron Man figure not too long ago with that. He was that style, and he had that huge cannon, which was really cool.
Nice.
And go ahead.
Psylocke, absolutely. This is probably the best. Is this the first Psylocke figure we have ever?
No, we have had another one, and it's super rare. Like you can't. It was hard to get when you got it. Secondhand sellers were like going crazy with it. So I need this. I don't want that Thanos. That's the problem with these. There's a lot of 2-packs where I don't need both. I just need one. So I don't know, man. Maybe I might buy them. Like if somebody wants to part them out or something. I don't know, but I really want that Psylocke real bad.
But at the same time, I got to give Hasbro some credit here. Okay, they're learning from what, again, one of the downfalls that I have said that they did with the Rangers is they're packing the I need it figure with the do I need it figure, not the I don't want it figure, but the do I need it figure. Like this, I would assume this is more of the King Thanos because he's got the really big.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that
going there. But the size and the scaling, like give me a Sentinel that size also.
Yes, please.
Like don't get me wrong, the big huge 3-foot Sentinel is awesome and all, but give me something a little more scale to this. And folks, just so you know, because this is a very special episode, it is also going to be an extended episode as well, because we've got a whole bunch of news to go through, and because we're the Juggernaut, bitch.
This is the piece de la resistance for me out of this line, because I want that Juggernaut. He's so big. I have a Diamond Select big guy up there, but he has that dark brown metallic look. I want this look. This is cartoon. This is much more comic accurate. I want this guy. So he looks amazing. He looks amazing. And I'm glad he's by himself, because he'll probably be the same price as the 2-packs.
Yeah, he's absolutely, he's definitely going to be at least a $35 figure.
This one is not like in my wheelhouse, but man, this is a really cool action.
Sumagothera, yeah.
This is a really good toy. And it's really, so you can see all the details here, and like it has the bendy tentacles and stuff. But what I think gets missing here is the scale, right? So in the stream, they had it out, and I kind of got like a screenshot of it. It's massive, man. Like it's almost as big as like your torso. Like look at this thing. With all the arms stretched out, it is huge.
Okay, but did we ever see the character in game, because it's always so fluid in motion to be able to figure out,
right,
that it's Dowsum sized.
Yeah, just to see something that big with all those tentacle arms, I don't know, man. It's just really cool to me. I'm not saying I'll pick it up, but it's really cool. I bet this will be one that sells out quick. You know what I mean?
And I think it's going to be the other way around. It'll have the quick first sell, and then like the pre-orders and everything, and then when it hits the pegs, it's going to sit.
Depending on if it's a little too expensive, it will for sure. Waiting on that
like,
clearance.
Let's remember that Elvis MODOK.
God, yes, it's still sitting at Ollie's down the road
for $15.
But yeah, tell us about Diamond Select Toys.
So Diamond Publishing, which is also Diamond Select and Gentle Giant, have now filed for complete and total bankruptcy. So their toy divisions are now gone.
That's crazy.
They're selling out of their product. I can't say if there's going to have any clearance or this, that, or the other thing. And it's a shame. They've made some great figures, great statues. I know one of my friends had a really great relationship with them. We'll get all kinds of stuff. They've made some beautiful product over the years. And first and foremost, we're sad to see them go. We hope that everybody who works for them picks up something as soon as possible out there in the market. So yeah, get your figures while you can. You know, they're either going to go fast or go cheap.
Yeah.
Or like me, be fast and cheap.
I'm assuming this is gonna include like the Marvel Select figures as well, because Diamond makes them, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. So,
Everything under their banner.
is this why I still haven't gotten my Diamond Select Archangel that I pre-ordered a year ago? It was supposed to be delivered like 6 months ago.
You might want to follow up. Like I only have a few Diamond figures. It's my Avatar collection.
Yeah,
That's it.
I pick
I
up
wasn't
some
too
stuff.
impressed.
Yeah, they're okay.
But,
But some things they do really well. Some things fall flat.
Yep.
I really like their Marvel series. It's pretty good for the most part. It's much more like gritty and realistic, and a little bit larger scale
Yes.
than, which is why I would buy villains in
Mhm.
Diamond Select, because they just look so much more imposing with a Marvel Select hero, or I mean a Marvel Legends hero. So yeah, that sucks, man. They made a lot of cool movie toys too, and I love movie toys. Like
Yep.
that's one of movie action figures or something I look for. So that's kind of a bummer, but it happens. I hope everyone, like you said, lands on the feet.
Well, I'm scrolling through right now on one of the websites, and like the Rebels and Hera Chopper bust set is $71.99 right now. It's 40% off.
Oh wow!
So if you guys need Space Mom and a go for it. There's
Heck yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, that's a lot of news, guys.
That is a lot of news.
And we didn't cover everything.
No, we didn't.
Just the stuff we care about.
Exactly, because it's our show, damn it, and we're gonna do what we want.
Yes.
But yeah, in the whole spirit of things, with Mickey celebrating his birthday, we decided to pick a franchise that started in the year he was born. So, on this very special birthday episode to Cell Phone Wallet Keys, we're talking about Cabbage Patch and eventually the Garbage Pail Kids. So, back in the 1900s.
19-aught.
Yep. He was born.
I'm real happy to be here, guys.
So the picture I had on file, okay?
Hey,
still had your logo.
It's good. I'm cool with
it. But yeah, talking about Cabbage Patch Kids. They actually started back in the 70s, all right? They were created by Martha Nielsen Thomas, and she was doing these as a crafting thing and selling them at local craft shows, particularly at her hospital close to where she lived. And then, these were first hand stitched. They were started in the late 70s. This was the idea of what's called soft sculpting. And you know what that is, Mickey?
I assume it's just with the stuffing. There we go. And like stitching so that they kind of hit joints and stuff like that. Or no?
Now, Kat just put up here, she remembers them. They're still around and still going to this day, but they're not nearly to the that we saw them at. Or at least I did, because I'm a bit older. Get off my lawn. I can say that now. Get off my lawn. But originally, these were hand-stitched, and they were called Little People. But it was using what's called needle molding / soft sculpture. So did you ever have a Cabbage Patch Kid, or did your cousins or whatnot ever have one?
I had one. It was probably given to me when I was like super young, because I barely remember it. It was like the baby one, didn't have hair or anything. I have small memories of it.
So where the elbow would be,
yeah,
where the wrist would be, where that little pad would be, where their hands,
yeah.
That's soft sculpting. That's called needle molding. So that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So at that time, she met a Mr. Xavier Roberts, who's a young student entrepreneur who was inspired.
Yeah, I want to talk about this a little more, but go ahead.
Inspired to make his own in the early 80s.
This is, I mean, it was a straight up ripoff, man. Like, so I did a little research about it because I was curious, and there's a really cool piece by Vice on this.
Oh yeah.
And like, they did a good job of making me feel really bad for Miss Martha Nelson Thomas, because she was making these things out of love. She wasn't even really trying to make a
Mm-hmm.
huge profit off of them. It was more like helping kids just and crafts and arts for her. It was a purpose for her. It was a purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not a business venture. She considered them like her kids. She birthed them and then she adopted them to other kids or
Yep, you
young kids.
couldn't buy them, you adopted them.
Yeah.
And that still followed through on the other dude's rip-off business model.
Yes. And so this guy, I guess he kind of got like permission to sell them in like his gift shop in Georgia
Mm-hmm.
because he came across them at like wherever she sold them. She would sell them at like, I think she was selling like flea markets or like.
Yep, hospital craft fairs when they first met.
Yeah, fair. There you go. And so he was selling them, but he was hitting them with the eBay prices, like doubling value and all that stuff. And this bothered that lady because to her, it was not about the money. It was about the feeling you get or like, the emotional connection, the love and joy of doing it. And so she told him, no, you can't sell them anymore. And he basically just made his own and sold them anyway. He said they were different, but when you look at them side by side, they're not different.
Yep. And so he was trying to, make this as a big, huge business venture. And obviously they didn't want the Hasbro lawsuit because Little People was a line underneath Fisher-Price.
I was curious about that. I didn't look any more into that, but I was like, wait a minute, Little People.
Well, they still make the Little People. Now we've got all those stupid figure collectible 4-packs. And that's another whole tantrum of, we don't want to go there tonight. Nah. So that's where they came from. And then he decided to mass market. So with Nelson, using the soft sculpt, it's still used to this day. And then Coleco, the developers at Coleco, because Xavier wanted to do mass marketing, Coleco added the plastic head and the toddler proportions.
Yeah, that's weird. When they said, did you know it was made by Coleco? Like, wait a minute, like ColecoVision?
Yeah, like ColecoVision.
Which apparently, like, I don't know if it was the video game boom or like home computers that were kind of like putting the hurting on them, and they were like, well, we got to find another way to make money. How about Cabbage Patch Kids?
Well, originally Coleco started off as a leather crafting company.
I did not know that.
And then back in the 60s is when they started diversifying their portfolio.
Yeah.
So they were in textiles to begin with and then kind of went back to making Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, but like you said, because mine had the plastic head. That's how I remember them.
Mine too.
Yeah. And they would have like the yarn sticks for hair and you have the clothes. I will say, I remember just remembering what I can, that the clothes were like well made. Like,
oh yeah,
everything on the dolls was like high quality.
Quality.
You know what I mean? And were they like they were like $30 a pop in the 83, right?
Probably back then, yeah.
Which is not cheap at that time.
No, it'd be at least $79 today.
Yeah. So you're paying for craftsmanship because they are made by hand, if I'm not mistaken. And they say each one is different. Not two dolls are the same. Whether that's real or not, I don't know. But you would also get an adoption paper with it, like a birth certificate, and like I don't know if you had to send in like a registration form or what to get like they get like their first birthday card too, like a year later. I don't know who did that.
I don't know. I was 4.
Yeah, I'm not sending anything. My parents didn't care either. They're like, it's just a toy. I don't care about this. I'm pretty sure my grandmother probably bought it for me because she loves dolls, and this would have been something from her. But I appreciate it. I remember like sleeping with it and like carrying it around with me. But
I had one, but it stayed in a closet in the box.
Did it frighten you?
So I was 18, and then I don't remember where the heck it went. Or 13. I think we'd moved, and the box had gotten damaged from something, and yeah.
Well, I mean,
there's a reason why. You'll see when we get down further.
Oh, okay. You want to move on to that now?
Yeah.
Go
ahead. So, before this, Jingle All the Way.
If you remember Jingle All the Way? Anyway?
If you remember it. We had this.
There was this.
The Cabbage Patch Riots. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding. This was a thing. This is what most retailers looked like. People getting trampled, people getting punched, police getting called. it was absolute pandemonium
Mhm.
because people were trying to either get it for themselves or get it for their kids or turn a profit on it. And you look up wherever you live, Google Cabbage Patch riots, and you will find a story of a store in your area from way back when.
Where
Guaranteed.
someone gets assaulted and like store employees are stampeded. It was the Black Friday before Black Friday.
Oh yeah, but it was every single day. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people would stand outside of stores waiting for the delivery to come in. They would start learning how to do this because people wanted them so badly.
This is the beginning of those daggone scalpers, man. I tell you, those dudes that stand outside Target at like 7:30 in the morning. Like, I hate all of you.
Mm-hmm. Push the button, Mickey.
Okay, hold on. The button is coming. Let's hit him with this.
Oh no tantrum. No tantrum.
Okay, we'll get rid of that. Beep.
Go to the next one.
The next one.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one? You at the bottom? You want the...
Should be the next slide.
Oh, the next slide. Apologies. Yeah. I thought you were looking for the next overlay.
Yep. So even from Jessica Capshaw, if you guys know her from Grey's Anatomy, she too, and I quote, "I got a Cabbage Patch doll for my mom when they were impossible to get. She later told me that she had to buy it off the black market."
Is that true there?
Well,
an over-exaggeration, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, no. It is not an over-exaggeration because...
Oh, now this makes more sense. I was like, what does this slide mean?
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, meet one of the scalpers. My dad.
Way to go.
This is so going to make it into a reel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for sure.
So this is how I got my Cabbage Patch Kid. My dad and mom used to stand outside of the Toys R Us and or Kitty City on Aramingo Avenue in Philadelphia, which wasn't very far from their jobs, and would try to get at least one a day. And my dad would sell them for a $30 markup at his place of employment.
Respect.
And yes, that is my dad. That is one of 2 pictures of my father ever on the internet.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, on the internet.
Okay. And yes, that is also a young off-the-cuff Tom. At that point, I was more off the sleeve. Because I hadn't grown enough for a whole cup.
Exactly. Right.
But yeah, my folks used to stand outside the stores and get 1 or 2. And that's why I had one sitting in a closet till I was at like 13 or 14 till we moved and the box was so damaged. What was the freaking point?
Oh, that sucks. It wasn't in better shape. Yeah. Just kind of staying in on this subject. Well, maybe not scalpers, but cabbage, and how desirable they were. This is kind of the first time maybe that like adults were also trying to buy it. Were as passionate about buying it.
Oh yeah.
Because before that, I mean, even with like Masters of the Universe, and I'm sure some adults were buying it, but not on this scale, not this massive like.
Not to the point that they were punching, kicking, and people getting trampled and hurt.
And Coleco was having a hard time keeping up with that. So like that made them more rare because they couldn't produce enough fast enough.
There was more demand than there was supply.
Yeah, so like you're talking about low supply, so that kicks it up. You're talking about huge popularity, that kicks it up. It was just a big old thing, which is funny because I also saw some clips of people talking about it back then. And some people were just mean. They were like, those things are so ugly. Why do people want them? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is ridiculous. And they are ugly, but that was kind of the point. They were so ugly, they were cute, I think.
They were also the emotional aspect of because you signed the adoption paper, it gave you that cling to it.
And it was, like we said, no 2 dolls are the same. Like, it's handmade. So, like, there was probably more value to it than, like, a mass-produced plastic He-Man or Skeletor or whatever it may have been at that time. So there was a lot of factors. It was the perfect storm is what it was, really.
Now, one thing we didn't bring up is there was a particular Cabbage Patch Kid near the end of its run that was famous because of the fact that, Speaking of trash, that's why we're talking about this one.
Okay.
There was one that would eat French fries and carrots and whatnot, and it had a little motor mouth on it, and I couldn't get the video to upload on it. And it would eat it and spit it out back, magically appear in its backpack again. The lawsuits for kids putting their finger in the rollers in the mouth.
Oh man, yeah.
Total thing. Like I was trying to attach the video file to that, but yeah, it really was the beginning of the end because
I would have done that too.
Oh yeah,
Because I was constantly sticking my finger in Teddy Ruxpin's mouth when he was talking.
Good old Teddy Ruxpin.
While we're talking about, since we have garbage cans here, before we get to what this leads to, we also didn't talk about like the ridiculous lore behind Cabbage Patch Kids.
It's just got weird.
The Bumble Bunnies or whatever they were that would sprinkle the crystal dust on the cabbages.
Yep. And that was just another ploy by Xavier to, legitimize them, to make them, it's like, oh, well, they come from the Cabbage Patch and they're tended to by, like, they came up with this whole little world that,
It's really weird. Go look into it.
Really,
it's weird.
Yeah, like, it's a trip. Like, seriously.
You can definitely go down like a rabbit hole with it. You'll be like, this is crazy.
Like, I know we talk some weird stuff, but that even goes, huh?
Oh, yeah. But here we go, Pail Kids.
Fun stuff.
Hell yeah, right? So, Topps, maker trading cards, right? Well, originally, yeah, it was always trading cards. No, they were something else first. But anyway, making trading cards.
At the time, famous for trading cards.
Yes, and they would put the gum. Most of them would put the gum in theirs. These were inspired by. They weren't like officially licensed.
These were total parody. Yep.
Yeah, and they actually went to court over it, and they tried to claim that it's a parody, and I believe they lost that, if I'm not mistaken. And so they had to like change the look. Oh yeah, sorry. But we got I saw that. Yeah, there you go. Tom's got all the information, man.
So the Roberts Company, originally Appalachian Artwork, which is Xavier Roberts, the guy who originally ripped off somebody else, got all up in his feels, and then brought a lawsuit with $30 million against Topps. All right. Because of these trading cards. And again, having sold how much, they settled out of court for $7 million, and Topps was able to still have the right to produce Garbage Pail Kid cards. Another thing is that they did is like they were also die cut printed, so there were stickers as well. They weren't just the trading cards.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, they also kind of started changing up, like because before this they looked like Cabbage Patch Kids in the face, but they kind of started changing body types and like faces didn't look like Cabbage Patch Kids anymore sometimes.
And that's where one of the controversies that came up with it is body dysmorphia and whatnot, and kids, trying to make there's been some where the kid's like, oh, well, I'm, Frank Cutter. Oh, great.
Not good.
Exactly. Now, interestingly enough, every single Garbage Pail Kid has one picture, two names. So again, using the birthday boy, for example,
I like that picture. That's a good picture.
We have Icky Mickey as the A card, and on the flip side, we have Unimpressed Wes.
Unimpressed Wes.
Because it's the only thing I could think of with that wonderful scowl.
I am not amused.
Exactly. Or unamused boosh. But that was the thing. So you had to, if you really wanted to be a completionist, you had to get both of them. And so it would be 101A and 101B. Now, the franchise itself had gone through, several iterations, original Ren for 15 different series. And then it had a big, huge, strong comeback in the early 2000s and then again in 2016. Now, funny story time. You ready for this?
Yes.
My grandparents, this isn't one of my parents standing outside. Topps trading cards used to be printed in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
I used to be the proud owner of misprint sheets of Garbage Pail Kids
Dude, where are they?
in a landfill
No.
because they kept moving with me, and I didn't know what they were
Yeah,
worth.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, they were just, oh, hey, you're this. And honest to God, my grandfather saw them getting thrown out on his walk home from work and grabbed them, and I had like 3 uncut sheets.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and didn't know what to do with them. Like they were cool. Like I would peel off the sticker and slap them somewhere.
Yeah.
But these ones, I was not allowed to touch. Couldn't even think about it. Like my dumb luck. But as of to date, there have been over 1,500 different Garbage Pail Kids. It's estimated between 15 and 2,000. If you look on there, these are from the reboot ones. If you look over the 00 and 1,500 for kids, that's Harry Potter or whatever it is. It's him literally on the throne. But yeah, some of these sell for like wicked crazy prices now, $3,000-$4,000, especially if they're the first runs. You can get these graded and rated and slabbed.
Yeah.
It's a whole different, ball of cabbage.
I can remember getting some when I was young, and I don't think I thought they were like neat. I was like, oh, cool. But like,
Yeah.
I wasn't in the fever. Maybe I don't think I was old enough to really be like, this is awesome, because I don't know. This seemed like a punk thing, right? Screw the man.
I had them. I had a few, I'll be honest. I had some, but even some of them, even for my young, like, ew, that's gross, even made me go, that's too gross.
Some of them do make you uncomfortable. You're like, yeesh.
And I'm like, I could deal with stuff, but
I will say though that the art on them are super unique and cool, and like there's something cool about that, because it reminds me of like Mad Magazine, or like,
I was gonna say Mad Magazine and Norman Rockwell had a bastard kid.
There was a classical touch to it, but there was also this like, obviously gross, but also this edge to it. I don't know, man. Like there's some really cool characters come out of it that are still really cool, and I don't know, man. I enjoyed them. I like the artwork, but never was a collector.
Yeah, and I just wish I had those sheets still to this day.
I wish you did too. They was so good. They were so popular. They made a movie about it.
They made something about it.
I'm not going to necessarily 100% agree that this is the worst movie of all time.
It is. It's one of the worst movies.
It's not a good movie.
Time.
Okay, but there's a value to the camp in my. I like bad movies. I'm a B movie guy. So like. So
considering this was done on a budget of $1 million and it only grossed 1.4, it is a commercial failure. There was so many things behind the scenes as far as trying to control the animatronics in the heads and heat stroke for the actors that were in the suits. And then, like, does anybody know that that's actually Sean Astin's brother?
I did not.
Yep. Silver Spoon's alum.
Okay. Astin. Okay. Very cool.
And who the hell names their kid Dodger?
Somebody.
I'm sorry. I am so over this. I can't believe I watched this as a kid.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but there's still, I don't know what it is, because I love like gross horror movies with practical effects, and this kind of almost fits into that category.
Oh, absolutely. The practical effects on this are great.
But like you said, it was hard on the actors in those suits, and it's a lot of work to get that stuff to work. But the fact that they put it in there and put the work in, even if it doesn't execute the way you want it to, I still appreciate it a lot. So for me, it's more like that. It's not like, this is a great movie with a great script. No. There's just, like I try to say,
this movie came from the Garbage Pail Kids. You can literally say that.
Some kind of value to it if you are into that stuff, like I am. So yeah. But they also had a cartoon that never made it to air. Right? Nobody gave it. 13 episodes, I believe.
Tara Strong was actually one of the actors on it as well.
Deep cut. That's a long time ago. That must have been her early days.
That was right after she came off of doing Hello Kitty.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, sorry, I got a cough. Yeah, so was slated to air, but I think they got bullied by parents and like Christian groups.
Bullied. CBS got scared.
Yeah, to like
Bullied's not the word.
do not air this.
Scared.
Yeah, because I mean, we talked about it earlier. There was a pushback against Garbage Pail Kids. You know, parents that are a little more conservative, probably even on the moderate side, were still kind of like grossed out by it. And like you said, like some of that stuff was body dysmorphia, and like I'm not gonna say it promotes violence per se, but like a little bit. So were there some kind of uh validity to some of their arguments? Maybe, but I don't know. It's really hard. I always hate to see somebody work really hard on get kind of like, no, you can't show it to anybody. But it eventually got a DVD release, I think in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2010s. So it's out there. You can go watch it. I've never tried, but I bet there's episodes on YouTube as well. You didn't hear it here though.
Yeah, we know, possibly.
Yeah.
That's it. I had uncut sheets of Garbage Pail Kids.
And God bless Martha for putting in that work she loves so much just to be stolen.
Oh, seriously. And considering, we're still talking about it 40 plus years later, says a lot to what she started.
There are still hardcore collectors that have like thousands. Like I've seen people with like a garage full, like a basement full. It's crazy. It's still
people all staring at you.
Yeah. People in their like 50s, 60s, 70s are still collecting these things today.
And they're still going. So the franchise had gone from originally Coleco to Xavier's, Appalachian, whatever the heck it was. Who cares? He made his money and ran. Sold it to Hasbro. Then Mattel had it for a while. Then Jakks Pacific had it. And I believe the current licensee has had it for the past decade.
Who is the current licensee?
I did have it in my notes. Let me find my notes and get blinded when I look them up.
Somehow Hasbro has it again. They got to.
I don't believe they do. I think that when they...
By the way, they still have the original hospital open as like a museum.
Oh, cool.
Where they used to like, your Cabbage Patch Kid was born here. And like...
Sorry, I instantly went to it. The company is Wicked Cool Toys since 2015. So yeah, it went from Coleco to Hasbro, Mattel. Toys R Us had them for a year.
Oh wow!
Specifically, Play Along Toys, Jakks Pacific, and Wicked Cool Toys have. I'm looking for what brands do they have?
Looks like they have some Pokemon, and I don't know how old this is though.
Looks like Wicked Cool Toys was under Jazzwares.
Okay, well that would make sense why they have Pokemon toys.
Yep. And and if you guys don't know, Jazzwares is the big company that makes Squishmallows.
They also have Teddy Ruxpin. There's like a new version of him. Cool. Interesting.
All hail our robot overlords.
Exactly.
But speaking of new things, tomorrow night we are coming back. Ken is going to turn a page somewhere else at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I don't have a graphic for it because we just finally solidified it. My TARDIS's chameleon circuit was acting up, but we are going to be bringing back the great Doctor Who in review. We're going to talk about the season finale. Me, Mickey, and Lauren from Hops Geek News. We're going to be talking about everything that we liked and everything we didn't like. And, we're just going to Whovian out for a hot minute. On the flip side of that, of course, even though there is no turn a page tomorrow night, make sure to go back and check one of the replays. We've got so many great interviews that we've done. We've talked to amazing creators with the Eisners coming up, especially, we were just talking to Sean Von Corman last week about the Pedestrian that's an Eisner nominee. We've got Alan Scott Green Lantern, our friend Tim Sheridan. Just keep an eye out. Everything's going on. Voting is going on right now. If you can, please do, or even just go down to your local comic book shop and support them. Because of it, Make sure you're supporting them on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day, where we drop all of our reviews. I know I've got a few. Mickey's got a few. Ken's got too many. Rich has a few. We know how it goes, so make sure you're following along. Speaking of Rich, you'll see him and Sammy on Thursday night, dropping in from the top rope with that hard elbow, talking about Wrestling Night Live. We got a big week coming up, like we do every single week. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got fantastic articles and reviews. I got to do my TV stuff. We've got the book club. Like, we're busy.
Yeah, and the only way you can get all that content is by following us, right? So make sure to subscribe to this channel for all the new stuff: TV, streaming, movies, reviews, comic book reviews on Wednesday. We do videos as well. It's not just articles on the website. Toy reviews, Play for Keeps, Turn to Pay, all the live shows. You got to subscribe. You got to hit that bell for the notification so you know when we're going live. So when we drop a new video, and you can stay up to date. And hit the like button so that you can let our boss know that we are doing a great job. Look, Michael, we're doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. So we all hope that you were able to find something in the patch or dig it out of the garbage this week. Hey, while we were talking about Cabbage Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids. Mickey, very happy birthday to you, my friend. It has been a pleasure being able to spend the past year with you doing this. Aww. And I can't wait to see what we have coming up next.
I thought about something today, and I'm going to go back and look. We've probably almost been on for a year. Just getting real close. We'll have to do something.
Post Comic-Con, post New York. I know.
Okay,
it's back in November. Trust
right.
me. It's near my birthday.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I want to keep that in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're going to wrap it up tonight, right? You got anything else?
Of course.
Okay.
So it's your birthday. You got it, man. Do the whole thing. I'm just going to sit back.
The whole thing?
Do the whole thing. I'm just going to watch you do your thing. Put on your big, voiceover voice.
Which one? You want the movie voice or yeah? So look, like we always say, don't just play for fun, play for